Sometimes game updates don't go especially well, and other times they go perfectly, but in either event, it always seems there's a contingent of players that aren't too happy. Occasionally it's justified, other times not so much. The situation then with Hello Games proves yet again that they are a developer that will listen to their community. What's more, they've proven again there are developers who will act very quickly on that feedback. It's something that many other studios out there could do well to learn from. Now, what has been the issue? Well, you may be aware that the latest update to No Man's Sky version 4.0, called Waypoint, brought with it some pretty nice changes, but a few weren't too well received by certain sections of the community. So let's jump in and take a look at how Hello Games have fixed this, and at the same time address the issues that people had with the original implementations. Keep in mind that these changes are currently on the experimental build and hopefully should be pushed to live very soon. To start with then, let's talk about inventory changes. Right here you can see me hovering over a bunch of empty slots. Now all of these have been given to me entirely free, and you can see there's some for the Starship as well as the exosuit. This is from the beta build. Prior to this, all of my slots were completely full. I didn't have any available empty slots. So what's happening here is that Hello Games are giving empty tech slots to players. So when this update goes live, you'll automatically be granted to these changes. The reason for this, with the recent inventory changes, some players, to put it mildly, were a little bit miffed that they'd lost access to a bunch of slots and would therefore have to go out and grind access to a load of new ones. Hello Games' solution: simply give players some new slots for free to save you that additional grind time. It's a very nice move and a simple fix to boot. Moving on, another area that Hello Games have come up with a solution for is the nerfs that some people had issue with. Now you can see right here is the difference between stats on the current live 4.0 build and then the upcoming experimental branch. This is for my ship. On the top of the screen you can see how Hello Games have improved the stats. This is with all the same upgrades, exact same ship, exact same mods. So what's this all about? Well, pretty simple. Here's the patch notes. The strength of Starship specialization bonuses have been increased so that higher grade ships receive greater inherent bonuses to their stats. This scales steeply with both class and ship specialization, so that, e.g., the Explorer class ships would have significantly further warp ranges. So a nice fix, and one that hopefully most people will feel goes a long way to fixing the problems that were introduced. Here's another improvement. This one is to do with the customized difficulty settings. We know that these can be changed at completely any time. It's a temptation for some people that they don't like to have there. So currently, difficulty setting changes is enabled. We can now lock this, and as you can see over on the right, this action is permanent. So if you go into your game and apply this, if you make it locked, then you will no longer be able to change your difficulty settings. This then gives the best of both worlds. It allows players who want to go in and customize their difficulty settings anytime they want. Additionally, it allows those players who feel it's a little bit too much of a temptation and a little bit too overpowered to have such a thing there to completely lock it once they've already customized their game. Now, the patch notes for the experimental build, they're pretty extensive. There's a lot of different things here that have been improved as well as fixed. But I'm not going to go through all of these because that's not really the point of this video. The point of this video is to really talk about just how some developers really do listen to their community. Now, I think it's fair to point out here that we all know a lot of games do have trouble over the years. This is especially prominent with many recent or relatively recent AAA titles and AAA releases, and of course the big publishers behind them. All of this has made many players jaded, and understandably so. It's very hard to really not react to a games company when they make problem after problem, sometimes either through just sheer stupidity or other times just simply not caring or just chasing the money. There's plenty of examples out there where games have just simply become completely broken one way or another. But there is another side to this token, and that is when good developers make simple, genuine mistakes and they get a massive backlash, or sometimes a very small but extremely vocal backlash. This is what happened recently with No Man's Sky. A handful of players really overzealous, overreacting to an issue that was very likely going to be fixed anyway. Whilst sure the experimental build doesn't fix absolutely everything players had issue with, it nonetheless addresses most of the problems. Now, away from that vocal minority, the No Man's Sky community really is a very good one and generally extremely positive. The developers are also good. It's a relationship, an extremely positive one that is good in both directions. Hello Games know how to treat their gaming community and they don't ever talk down to them. It really is a refreshing thing to see. So yeah, that's basically a video to say once again good work to Hello Games. So yeah, the Waypoint update was a very good one in my mind. There was a number of issues here, none that particularly bothered me, but some that certainly did bother a few people. But either way, Hello Games have been very quick to address them and get the fixes out there. At this point it's less than a week, and well, not much over a week by the time this update arrives as a live build. So yeah, so there we have it, a few random thoughts from me. Do let me know in the comment section below your thoughts and feelings about this, about the games industry as a whole. Perhaps I'd like to hear about that, but also your thoughts and feelings about Hello Games and No Man's Sky specifically and how they handled these types of situations and updates. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.